Hi, this is Julie at Julie Loses, and thank you for tuning in to another installment of my online weight loss video diary. It is Wednesday, July 2nd. Yeah, that's the date. And I am just back from my final 2020 Lifestyles weight loss program appointment. It was my final physician review where he gave me back all of the results of the various testing I've done. To recap for you, if you're a new watcher and you don't know what I've been up to, since September I've been on this program called the 2020 Lifestyles Program. It's based out of Bellevue, Washington, and it's a pretty comprehensive weight loss program where you have a physician monitoring your weight loss. You have a dietitian you meet with regularly. You have a personal trainer, and you have a counselor who is a licensed mental health psychologist or therapist or counselor. And I've spent all this time since September on the program. I've gone through two different phases, a more intensive phase 1, where I was meeting with a counselor about once a week. I was going a little bit more often than normal. I had a support group that I met with once a week. I had my personal trainer who I met with 3 times a week, and a dietitian who I met with once a week. And then I would have regular intervaled appointments with a physician. Phase 2 kind of scaled things back a little bit. I met with my trainer only 2 times per week, my dietitian once every other week, my physician at about the same intervals. My counseling, I kind of used it all up in phase 1, so I didn't have much to do in phase 2. And I did have access to a support group, though I wasn't able to find one that met at a time that I wanted to meet. So, yeah, the party is over, or shall I say the party's just begun. But yeah, today I got my official completion diploma on the program, and I will share a little bit with you about my results. Let's see here. So the first thing I have is the before and after photos. Yes, this is everybody's favorite. There's my before, September 2013, and my after, June 2014. That was taken, I think, last week. And officially on the program, I have lost 75 pounds. That's from my starting date. I've actually overall lost about 80 pounds or so since I started, since I weighed in and started paying attention to my weight back in August. So, yeah, but the super cool thing about the weight loss aspect is that they do these body composition scans called DEXA scans. And that is basically you lay on a platform and they do fun sorts of, they do a scan. It's kind of like a crazy x-ray. And I'm pulling together my stuff here, but I'm going to square off some of my personal, but this is what the scan kind of looks like. Now that's pretty scary, huh? I mean, look at that. Ooh, what's going on right here? What is all this business? It kind of looks like one of those airline scanners, but basically it is one of the better ways of analyzing what your body composition is. How much of it is fat, how much of it is bone, how much of it is muscle, how much of it is water and other materials that your body is made up of. And I started out at a whopping 61% body fat. 61.3 to be precise, back in September. And I had a DEXA scan done at the end of my phase 1, which was back in April. And at that point, I was down to 50.0 body fat. So I was still half fat, which I was told that dropping 11% or so was pretty awesome. So I was happy with that. Last week when I did my DEXA scan, my results came back at 43.2% body fat. So, yeah, apparently getting down those 18 or so percent was, yeah, 18.1% body fat loss. which is crazy. They were also able to see how much muscle I put on. Everyone talks about, you know, when I first signed into the program, they were explaining how it works and what they were going for. And the first phase and second phase, they're really designed to give you enough cardio to lose the weight and just enough strength training to keep you from losing muscle, because they said the majority of people, when they lose weight, they're also losing muscle mass. It's kind of part of the deal. So, I wanted to put on muscle mass, but I was accepting the fact that, I would probably stay the same or I would lose a little bit. Well, I guess I kind of blew some things away because I gained 6 pounds of muscle. Now, I don't have any, apart from what they tell me, I don't have any real comparisons to make on that. But basically, so 75 pounds lost since September, but it's actually 81 pounds lost of fat and water and whatever, because I put on 6 pounds of muscle. So the 75, you subtract another 6 pounds, and it's 81. So the physician said it looked like the biggest drop that he had seen in terms of body fat loss that he's seen in a female. And I had heard that from the person who did my my measurements and all that last week. So yeah, I'm pretty proud of myself. This program has definitely been worth it to me. It is an expensive program. My insurance does pay for half of it, but it's still about $5,000 I spent, not including all the other ancillary costs involved. I'm spending different kind of money on food. I wouldn't say I'm spending more money on food, but I'm definitely buying more fresh vegetables, fresh fruits, and I'm not going out to eat as much, but I'm still spending a good amount of money on food. I've bought some equipment. I bought a bike. I bought, my polar heart rate monitor, my watch here, which I'll try to get in frame. It's a Polar FT4, which I really like. It does what it needs to do. And yeah, so it is quite an expenditure, but I think it's the best money that I've ever spent on my health. I would much rather be spending, $10,000 on losing weight and extending my life and enjoyment of life than spending, $10,000 in the emergency room or in the hospital or being treated for diabetes or something like that. So when I'm very fortunate to be able to take advantage of a program like this, I realize that not everyone can. But what I have learned from the program is that it can be done. I have the benefit of a support system, but everything that I've been taught to do is something that I can do myself. I absolutely can. And the program has really shown me more than I ever have learned in the past what I'm capable of in terms of my health and fitness. I grew up thinking that I just wasn't very good at fitness, and I wasn't, built to be active. And I remember my mom took me out of PE when I was in junior high school. I was a klutz, but she kind of let me bow out of it, and I spent my PE hours in the school library. And then I joined marching band, which, there was some active element to marching band, but that got me out of physical education all throughout high school. So I really, was not embracing it. And now, I went to Victoria, British Columbia last weekend on a birthday vacation trip, my first trip in a very long time. And the one thing, and I'll talk about that more, I think, in a future video, but the one thing I really took away from that trip apart from like 5 extra pounds from all the food and salt and stuff that I ate, is that I'm so much stronger and have so much more stamina than I ever did before. My boyfriend and I, we've been, seeing each other for 10 years now, nearly, and we've gone on many vacations together, and I am always the one getting tired and having to end our day early because I just can't move anymore. My feet hurt too bad. My back hurts too bad. I'm so tired. I'm so sore. And I get cranky. And it's just no fun after about half a day of being out. Well, I'm happy to say this trip, I outpaced my boyfriend. He's like 160 pounds, mid-size. He's not athletic or anything, but he's sort of, he's in shape relatively. But he was the one getting tired and having to sit down and having to go back to the hotel and nurse his back. And I just was able to keep going. I did those 3 days, and I remember one day I had gotten up to 20,000 steps and my feet hurt real bad. It was like, oh, well, I'm ready to go back to the hotel and chill out. But that was the thing. After about 2 hours of chill out time, I was ready to go get more steps. And I probably could have walked another 20,000 steps. I got up to 25,000 steps, which is a personal best for me. But I'm so happy with my stamina. I'm clearly more fit. I'm clearly more able to do things that I want to do. We walked around 10 miles in Victoria one day, and I'm pleased as pie about that. So I'm trying to look at other results here. Let's see. Yeah, my age is 38. I turned 39 over the weekend, so happy birthday to me. I am so old now. I lost 81 pounds of fat, or 75 pounds overall. My blood pressure started being borderline hypertensive at 126/82, and it was read at 106/66 last week, which is super, super healthy. My cholesterol, let's see here, back in September, it was 185, and it is now down to 154. So that's quite a drop, 31 points. My triglycerides went from 103 down to 69. My LDL, which is the not good cholesterol, went from 119 to 100. And my healthy cholesterol also dropped. It started at 45 and now it's at 40. So I really want to try to get that up to 50. I have not been taking my fish oil pills, so I need to get on that, basically. I just need to work on those omega-3s. But I have been trying chia seeds, and those are working out nicely for me, so we'll see if that bumps it up over time. My blood glucose, I was pre-diabetic. My blood sugar glucose, it's a fasting glucose test, was at over 100 when I started. It was 104. Not super high, but still, with the other risk factors with my weight and height and all that stuff, it was still on the high side at 104. It's now down to 82, which is much better. And now the fun stuff. Inches lost. Okay, so I don't know. I like to use the measurements that my trainer does for me because she always does it the same way. And I don't know what those numbers are without looking at my phone. But their assessment person took some measurements. And on my blog, I will have the final measurements that my trainer took just to count for that. But according to the physician's totals here, I have lost a total of 69.25 inches. And that is an accumulation of the circumferences of my neck, my both arms. So he took the arm reductions from my right arm and then doubled it. My thighs, my chest, my waist, and my hips. And added all those together and you get 69.25 inches. I am only like 62 inches high. So there's a good 7 inches above my height is what I've lost all the way around my body in those specific areas. So that is, I am much smaller. I mean, you can tell from the photo. I mean, like, look at that. Look at that side view. It's crazy. So I'm pretty happy. Obviously, I would recommend this program to those who are able to afford it. Obviously, if you live in the Seattle area, you would be able to take the best advantage of it, because it is primarily a program that's done, in person. They do have an online component that you can check out at 2020, that's 2020lifestyles.com. I haven't looked at it too closely. They do have an online food tracker. They do have where you can basically meet with a dietitian online or over the phone or something at those regular intervals. You might even have access to counseling and physician, and I think they have training videos on things you can do. But it's definitely not the same as in person. But I think just all of the different components lining up together really worked for me. In the past, I've tried to do just the activity or just the diet or, gone to counseling. But never did I do everything all together. And it's really that comprehensive aspect, I think, that really pulled everything together for me and helped me understand how I was eating poorly, how I can eat in a way that fits with my lifestyle and picky tastes. I am a picky eater. One of the most picky eaters you'll find, and I'm not really good at eating exotic foods, fish, stuff like that. I don't get into it. But I've learned that I can eat the way I like to eat and still eat healthfully. That's a word. I can eat with my health in mind. I can eat, 1,200 calories a day and feel full at the end of the day and not feel like I'm not getting enough in. I can do physical activity and push myself beyond what I think possible. I try not to go crazy. I was a chronic overextender. I would get my head around the idea. I would get really excited about working out in some way, or like I would get a new gym membership, or I would want to go on a hike, and I would go and I would do it at like 200%. And then I would feel just done. Or I would hurt myself and I wouldn't do it. It wasn't sustainable. Same thing happened with, diet. I would try diet things and it just wasn't sustainable for me. And it wasn't done in a way that was respectful to my body and to the process. I mean, this is not easy. This is a lifestyle change. This is something that I want to do for the rest of my life, and temporary measures are not going to work. And I'm just so happy and I had issues. I had sensitivities that came up with my stomach. I had emotional issues that I had to work through with my counselor. I think all of that, I suffer from chronic depression, and I really think that a lot of it was, there's definitely some biological inherited aspect to that, because many of my family members also suffer with mood disorders and anxiety and depression. And I've found that if I do get depressed now, it's a lot more mild. And physical activity really helps me keep it under control, keep it in line. And I think the positive feelings I have about myself, my my self-worth has improved, my self-esteem has improved, and all these things make up here a lot more clarified and a lot more calm and a lot more reasoned when you have things going kind of crazy. So it's been phenomenal. I am going to keep it up. I will be meeting with my physician every 10 weeks for the rest of my life, or as long as the program is going on. I already have my 10-week appointment in September booked. I'm going to get a DEXA scan about once a year after this. I think I'm going to do it in about 20 weeks, so probably sometime in November will be the next time I have my body composition tested. And I have goals, and I really have to, I think my next stage is really going to be figuring out what concrete goals there are. I have a sort of pie in the sky number that my doctor and I have been talking about with a weight of 150, which he'd like to see me get down to. I may get to 160 and feel awesome and feel like I love the way my body looks. I love the strength I feel, and I just want to stop here. That's going to be fine. He's totally cool with that as well. But I'm trying not to assign a number to it because numbers make me crazy. So I'm setting little mini goals along the way. I really want to get down to the 180s. I'll talk about this in another video, but my vacation this last week, I kind of went off the rails. I just decided to neglect my normal eating patterns and go into celebration mode, and my weight went up from it, but I'm happy to say that my weight has also come down like almost all the way. But I really like to get in the 180s in the next 2 weeks, and then it's just about, let's kick it down 10 pounds, 10 pounds, 10 pounds. Let's see what happens. Try to set some fitness related goals in there as well. Like, I would love to be able to run a kilometer, like to jog a kilometer without having to start walking. I would really love to be able to do a mile, but let's start with a kilometer first. Let's make these small updates, but and then who knows? Who knows what's next? But I know that this program has really worked for me well. I'm now on my own, and I feel really empowered to do things. And yeah, I've had a really good time, you guys. And being able to record these videos and check in with you regularly is a super big help. When I get comments, I can't tell you how excited I get when I get a like or a comment on these videos, or when I get a notification that I've got a new subscription. I believe I have somewhere on the order of 50. I hit the big 50 with my subscribers, and that's just awesome. And I do love all the comments. So yeah, if I keep them coming. I'm going to keep making these videos to stay on track, and if you keep watching, then we're in this together. If you record videos, please drop a comment and put a link in to your channel or your website. I really value the community aspect, and I've met a couple people online, and I really want to build a team of people around me that I can who understand me and I understand. There's something that's really empowering about that. I had it a little bit on my 2020 support group. Unfortunately, that group kind of dwindled down to nothing as time went on because this is so hard. It's really hard for people to stay in this and stay committed. And that group was a testament to that. So I'm really looking to build my power team of people around me. I don't have my trainer, I don't have my dietitian, I don't have my counselor, but I have all you guys. You guys are awesome, and I love watching your videos, and I love hearing your stories, and I love seeing your successes, and I love hearing about your troubles and your roadblocks, and It's all empowering. It's all good. So I'm loving YouTube. I think I really nailed it this time. I got all the components together for me. So yeah, that's about it. It's 25 minutes of recording, and I think that's about it. I've got my tea ready here. It's going to be at perfect temperature, I bet. Let's see. I love my tea. I also love my birthday gifts. Does anyone know who this is? If you do, BFFs. How about this? Do you know who this is? My boyfriend won this year. He got me all the good birthday loot. So, anyway, that's it for now. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned. In the next couple days, I'll probably put another video up talking about my weigh-in from yesterday. I'll give you a sneak peek. It was like 196.4 pounds that I weighed in yesterday. to give you a heads up. Ooh, he didn't like that sound. I was 191 when I left on Friday. I was 196.4 when I weighed in yesterday. But I was 192.2 when I weighed in this morning. So I'm not totally freaking out. It's 5.4 pounds up over the weekend. But I'm sure it's like all water. I was not drinking any water. I had alcohol. I had like the most amazing food ever. And I ate all of it. But I'm back to normal now. I made my crock-pot chicken. Everything is cool. Everything's back to normal. So, again, thank you for watching. And until next time, take care.